How to improve your speaking clearly and confidently. Improving your speaking is not about sounding perfect. It is about becoming clearer, more comfortable, and more confident over time. Whether you are preparing for a presentation, working on your English speaking, or simply trying to communicate better in everyday conversations, small changes can make a real difference. This guide brings the basics together in one place. You will learn how to improve your pace, reduce filler words, practice more effectively, and build confidence in a way that still sounds natural. The goal is not polished, perfect speech. The goal is speech that is easy to follow and feels natural coming from you. 1. Slow down your speaking pace. One of the most effective ways to improve speaking clarity is to slow down slightly. Many people speak faster than they realize, especially when they feel nervous, excited, or under pressure. When your pace is too fast, your words can become less clear, your sentences can feel rushed, and you are more likely to use filler sounds without noticing. Slowing down does not mean speaking slowly in an unnatural way. It simply means giving yourself a little more space between ideas. This helps your thoughts form more clearly before you speak, and it gives your listener more time to understand what you are saying. A useful way to practice this is to reduce your pace by a small amount, not a dramatic one. Even sounding 10% calmer can make you sound more controlled and more confident. If pace is something you want to work on more directly, read What is a Good Speaking Speed? WPM. 2. Notice your filler words. Filler words like like, and you know, are a natural part of speech. Almost everyone uses them, especially when thinking or trying to avoid silence. The goal is not to remove them completely. It is to become aware of how often you use them and reduce them over time. Many people are surprised when they first hear themselves speaking. Filler words often appear more frequently than expected, and they can make speech sound less confident or less structured. The first step to improving is simply noticing when they happen. Once you become aware of your patterns, you can begin replacing filler words with short pauses. A brief pause might feel uncomfortable to you, but to the listener, it usually sounds calm and natural. For a deeper guide on this, read How to Stop Saying and 3. Practice speaking regularly. Speaking is a skill that improves through consistent practice, not just theory. Many people try to improve by reading tips or watching videos, but real progress comes from actually speaking and repeating the process over time. Short, regular practice sessions are often more effective than long, occasional ones. Even speaking for 30 seconds to a few minutes a day can help you build confidence, improve clarity, and become more comfortable with your natural voice. You do not need a perfect setup to practice. You can speak about your day, explain a simple idea, summarize an article, or answer a common interview question out loud. The important part is speaking often enough that it stops feeling unusual. 4. Listen back to yourself. Listening back to your own voice can feel uncomfortable at first, but it is one of the most effective ways to improve your speaking. When you are speaking in the moment, it is difficult to notice your pace, clarity, and filler words. Hearing a recording allows you to step back and observe your speech more objectively. When you listen back, pay attention to how fast you speak, where you pause, and how often filler words appear. You may also notice patterns, such as repeating certain phrases or rushing through important points. The goal is not to criticize yourself. It is to notice 1 or 2 useful things and improve them next time. Small improvements repeated consistently are what build confidence. Quick example, less effective. So I just wanted to quickly explain everything because there are quite a few things to cover. Better. I want to explain the main points clearly. Then I will go through the details. The second version sounds clearer because it is slower, simpler, and easier for the listener to follow. 5. Focus on clarity, not perfection. One of the biggest barriers to confident speaking is the idea that you need to sound perfect. In reality, clear and natural communication is far more effective than trying to sound perfectly polished. Most listeners are not looking for perfection. They are looking for understanding. When you focus too much on sounding perfect, it can make you overthink, speak faster, or rely more on filler words. It can also make your speech feel less natural. Instead, aim to express your ideas clearly and simply, even if your sentences are not perfect. Confidence grows when you allow yourself to sound like a real person. Small pauses, occasional mistakes, and a relaxed tone are all part of normal communication. Common mistakes to avoid. trying to sound perfect instead of trying to sound clear. Practicing only in your head instead of speaking out loud. Judging your voice too harshly after one recording. Speaking too fast when you feel nervous. A simple speaking practice routine. Step 1. Pick one short topic, such as your day, a recent task, or a simple opinion. Step 2. Speak for 30 to 60 seconds without trying to sound perfect. Step 3. Listen back and notice your pace, filler words, and overall clarity. Step 4. Repeat the same topic once more with one small improvement in mind. Step 5. Stop there. Short, regular practice works better than long, exhausting practice. What progress usually looks like. Clearer sentences. Your ideas become easier to follow because you give them more shape and space. Better pacing. You stop rushing through important points and sound steadier when speaking. Fewer filler words. You begin to notice and reduce habits like and like. More confidence. Speaking feels less forced because you trust yourself more in the moment. Practice with Spekero. If you want to put these speaking tips into practice, speech coach tools can help you record your speech, review your transcript, notice filler words, and check your speaking speed in a simple, private way.